Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Highruler, and today's video is going to be a Xenoverse 2 build video, something I have never done before. I've done 2 Avengers build videos, and I thought they were pretty good, but today's video is going to be a little bit different. Now, this build, guys, is centered around Super Saiyan Blue Evo and Emperor's Death Beam. Now, this build, actually, I got the idea from Reddit, from Raccoon Mario Fogo, and I just want to show you guys how fun this build is, because I actually have a lot of fun with it, though it is not going to be for everybody. Granted, it's not the most active play style, so a lot of you guys are going to look at it and be like, this probably isn't for me. Though I will say, my damage and rates have gone up from using this build. Now, the way I'm going to break it down, guys, is we're going to be going over our skill set, then we're going to go over our attributes, and then we're going to go over our equipment, and then I'll show you guys some gameplay to kind of tie it all off together. So, before we get started, guys, I will say using this build with a male Saiyan isn't obviously ideal, right? You want to go with a female Saiyan because they obviously have the bonus to key attacks, right? So keep that in mind in case you guys are looking at this and going, okay, I'm going to make it male Saiyan. To take advantage of this or any sort of key, which are long-range supers and attacks, you want to go female Saiyan. Now, when we look at our skill set here, guys, we're going to be focusing on a few different things. Now, obviously, maximum charge, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Evo, right? Super Saiyan Blue, and Emperor's Death Beam. Now, you can get this Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Evo from, obviously, if you don't know, you got to get the Super Saiyan Blue from Whis, and then obviously a max friendship with Vegeta to then get, obviously, Blue Evolution. To get Emperor's Death Beam, guys, you want to go to the TP shop, and you want to get this from there. Obviously, that does have a rotation to it, so maybe it won't be there, maybe it will be, but this is from a shop. And now, maximum charge. Now, my understanding of this one is a little tricky because I've heard some people recommend meditation before, but to my understanding, and I haven't been playing Xenoverse 2 a lot, but my understanding was that meditation was actually nerfed, which means that meditation may actually not be that good. So keep that in mind if you do run meditation. I use maximum charge. You're going to see a little bit of gameplay here at the end of how I do it. Now, everything else, guys, the Gallic Gun, Bomber DX, Bending Kamehameha, Dual Final Kamehameha, like, it's fine. Like, it doesn't really matter. The build really revolves around just Emperor's Death Beam, Super Saiyan Blue Evo, and Maximum Charge. That's the only 3 that you're really going to care about. And with that being said, you can slot the rest of them in if you want. Doesn't really matter. Go for it. Pick whatever you want. Now, when we look at our attributes, guys, this is where things are a little interesting here. Now, obviously, like I said, if you're playing a female Saiyan, you actually have the bonus to your ki, which is already built in, right? Now, if you're playing a male Saiyan, that's actually built into your basic attacks, right? Which means male Saiyans actually would work very well for Super Saiyan God. Keep that in mind. Now, the way I break my stats down is I went full max 125 into max ki, and then max ki blast supers, 125 for both of those, right? We want to make sure we up those as high as we can. Then I went 60 for stamina and then 65 for health. I didn't put any into basic attacks. I didn't put any into strike supers because I don't care about these. I really care about this, and then stamina and health to kind of give myself a little bit of something there, right? So keep that in mind when you're building out your character. If you need to go get some Dragon Balls, you know, go for it, have at it. But this is the way I did it in terms of my stat points right here. Now, when we look at our equipment, guys, this is where things get a little interesting because obviously we're looking at 2 things here within our equipment, right? We're looking at our QQ Bang and then our Super Soul. Now, we're going to start with our Super Soul, guys, because this is the one that really kind of ties the whole build together. Now, this one is now then it's time to dole out some vengeance, which you can get from the shop right now, right? I think you have to pay some TP to get it, but it is there. Now, this one is Golden Frieza's Super Soul. When using Emperor's Death Beam, activates auto key recovery mode. When the battle begins, restores ki, right? So the idea here is that there is a ki drain from Super Saiyan Blue, right? But Super Saiyan Blue will also give you that damage by, I believe, 25%, right? Which makes it very useful to have. Now, when you do Emperor's Death Beam, you're going to activate the Super Soul over and over again, right? Between the Super Soul and Maximum Charge, ideally, you're not really running out of ki and you're kind of keeping your uptime at least as close to 100% as possible. There are going to be times where it is going to run out. It's not perfect, but I will say that using this method, my actual damage output for this build, guys, has gone insane. It's so good. So keep that in mind when you do this build. It won't be 100%, but it should be as close as possible. Now, when we look at our QQ Bang here, now this is probably where things get a little interesting. Now, this has been kind of tough to get the right one. There's so much RNG involved here when it comes to getting the one that you need. So the way you get this one, guys, is that when you come to these level 6 QQ Bangs, there's going to be a few things that you're going to want to do, right? So ideally, you're going to want to get Bardock's top from the clothing shop and Beerus's top from the clothing shop. Now, you're going to want to get Super Mix Capsule Z, which I'm going to link Burkall's video down in the description below. But basically, you want to go play multiplayer modes, and you want to pick PQ83 from the multiplayer modes guide, right? You do this over and over again, you should get some. Now, this is very expensive to do. Let's not kid ourselves. Getting those two tops together is a lot of money to spend, though it is worth it when you get the one you want. Now, looking at this one is giving us the maximum bonus to our Ki and Ki Blast supers. This, to me, is almost like a god roll piece when it comes to what I'm trying to do. This is honestly as close to perfect as I can get without trying to re-roll over and over again. Now, I will say, I did save scum once to get it. Now, to get something like this, you may actually have to save scum a few times. Once again, Burkall's video goes over the full thing. I'll link it down in the description. Make sure you follow that if you're interested in these 6-star QQ Bangs in order to kind of take your build to the next level. So for mine, it's 1 dash in health. It is 5 dashes in Ki, 5 dashes in stamina, and 5 dashes in Ki Blast supers. Really good, really beneficial, and honestly, it just kind of ties the whole build together. Now, honestly, guys, I will say that, once again, this build isn't anything too crazy, but I will say it's reliable, right? As you're going to see in the gameplay portion of this video, it is reliable damage, right? You pop your Super Saiyan Blue Evo, you do Emperor's Death Beam, you get your Ki back, you do maximum charge over and over again. Now, I will say, when it comes to Super Armor raids, this may not actually work that well. So keep in mind that if you're going against a raid that's a Super Armor, maybe this isn't the build to do. But if you're going against kind of those light raids, those raids that are ongoing with no Super Armor, yeah, I mean, like, this actually is a build that you can take in there and have a lot of fun with. Now, once again, that is going to be very subjective. I have fun with these kind of builds, and for many of you who've watched my Avengers stuff, you'll see why I have fun with this build. It'll be very apparent very quickly why I have fun with this build. To me, guys, it is very dependable damage. It's very well done. And honestly, if you can get over the hump of the gameplay style of it and you just kind of do that, it's really not a bad way to play Xenoverse raids. I will say that. Now, with that being said, guys, that is everything that I have done with this build so far in order to kind of, take my build and take my Xenoverse raid kind of career or action to that next step. But let me know what you think, guys. Is this a build that you would be interested in doing? What do you do in Xenoverse 2 raids? And I'd love to kind of get an idea of where maybe I can take this to the next level. Now, with that being said, guys, if you're interested in more Xenoverse content, Dragon Ball content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I can't wait to see you guys next time. Enjoy the rest of your day and night. Take care to yourselves. Later, guys.